Welcome back to the channel, and let's continue working through this huge pile of knives, which I got recently from, mostly from Blade HQ. Again, it's not sponsored by Blade HQ. I bought everything from my own money, and that's my personal opinion, which I'm sharing with you. But I kind of teased you a little bit on the previous videos that I am gonna build my new EDC knife for this one. It's a CIVIVI Elementum button lock, and well, by meaning build, it already well built. This model comes with kind of like upgraded or premium materials like shredded carbon and Damascus blade. So this one I had to build from 3 knives. This one is just 2, and as you can see, I moved the clip from Wyvern to here. This is how it fits. It's not kind of touching it here, absolutely, but there's a very, very light, small gap between this clip and the blade, not the blade, the scale, which is totally fine. Those 2 screws from Wyvern, they go in here. The only thing, they are visible inside. Right by the backspacer. So I checked before I put them in. This one, second one, let's put it this way, second one doesn't touch the blade from a side, which is okay. And the first one, the top one, when the blade is closed, I can see like the hole clearly through. So I assume it is not touching the the screw in here when it's closed, and I don't see any kind of like a damage here on the blade when I close and open it a couple times. So I'm okay for now, but ideally, if you want to do this type of change yourself and you want to make it permanent, ideally you may want to cut those screws, maybe like so they wouldn't go beyond the liner. So they would only screw into the liner. That will be a good fit in here, and you'll be absolutely safe that blade will never ever touch them. Here I had a similar problem, that the length of those screws was a little bit longer than needed, but they were further away from the blade. The blade never gets anywhere close to them, but I had to open up the knife, take the backspacer out, and kind of Dremel a little groove in the backspacer so those screws would go all the way in. That's for you just to just to know if you want to do something similar. I think it looks nice, more premium comparing to the just like the folded metal clip. For this knife, again, it's titanium. And that's the donor. But anyway, today I wanted to talk and do like a mini review of CIVIVI Elementum knives. We're gonna put those aside. I'm gonna put those aside as well. So I am impressed with the quality and kind of simple beauty of those CIVIVI Elementum knives. This is the regular flipper. This is the button lock. As you can see, the button lock is longer from blade point of view and from scale point of view, constructed a little bit differently. Of course, you have a button, you don't have a flipper tab, you don't have a liner, you have a little different lanyard hole here. It's not a hole here, it's like a groove in the backspacer and the tab here. Instead of this, because it's a button lock, there's no flipper. The way they designed it, instead of single post here between the scales, they have those 2 different stop pins, one for the open, one for the closed knife. So the heel of the blade hits this pin when it's closed, and then the button. So I am impressed. I like that a lot, those knives a lot. I like that they have different options for those knives. From an engineering point of view, I think that's a very good platform which CIVIVI is implementing with those knives, so they can do on the common elements, on the common design. Again, I'll call it platform. a lot of variations for the knives, which would be appealing to different types of people, different customers, and so on. They can reuse a lot of components from a previous knives or from any common knife. So as you can see, this pivot, same, all the same kind of like hardware they're using, pins and so on. I think they can reuse a lot of the machinery which does the liners, which of course makes all kinds of clips for them and so on. See, those clips are very similar. They're not exactly the same, but they have a few kind of types of clips which they use on CIVIVI line, and they reuse them between different models, which is, again, saves money for them, saves money for us, because we're getting more affordable knives with time-proven hardware on them. We can just choose the design, color options, steel options, handle options, and so on, and even interchange those things between the knives. They will be easy to change. For example, if I would have multiple CIVIVI Elementum knives, I would be able to change the scales in between them. And this leads us to the conversation that they can do even way cooler versions of those knives for specific theme. For example, this one is Desert Warrior, which I was not able to buy on the first release from Blade HQ. They were sold out in a matter of, I don't know, minutes, hours, definitely in less than a day. I was only able to buy it now after Thanksgiving 2022 here from Blade HQ in US. They probably still have them on sale, or maybe they already sold out from a second batch. But again, that just proves the point. You take this hardware, you make whatever you want from color options, from design options on top of that, and you do minor effort in making those different colors. So I think what they did, they just painted those existing buttons which they had with a different color, as you see. And here we go, it goes in there. Of course, they did some sort of coating for the blade and for the scales, but it's relatively easier to do that when you have a very good manufacturer, which is that adjustable. So absolutely, I'm absolutely amazed with first of all with the overall quality of the knife, the simple construction, but very nice materials, very nice design, very good usability for the model itself, and then the way they do those custom things on top of this and that. Absolutely amazing. Take a look. I have a different those barrel posts or whatever they called in between the liners, and they have a different color of those screws for them as well to match this one. Those are the matching colors. This is color which is matching some of the stripes on the scale, and it's nice. It's nice. So I bought this one just to have one more pink knife in my collection. I don't know who's gonna use it. Maybe nobody. Maybe women in my family one day will use those knives. Maybe my daughter. We'll see. But for myself, this is the project for myself. I'm gonna keep this knife, and I'm gonna use this knife on a not an absolutely daily basis. This will be one of my EDC knives into rotation. So I kind of don't want to go very often with this knife, because I'm afraid how those scales would hold on. It's black wood, whatever scales. They are quote-unquote expensive, and the material is difficult to source, as I understand, and I don't want it to get anywhere wet or damaged or cracked, because it will not hold as good as more modern materials like G10s and carbon and so on. And this knife will go into the gifts pile. It's a little bit small for my my hands. Again, it's not like super big hands, which I have, just a little bit larger than like average size, but this one is way better. I did not like the button lock initially, because after flipper you kind of need to get used to that. I cut myself a couple times. One of those cuts is from this blade. So but now I'm okay with this. So yep, I'm just gonna use it. It's despite it's not that small of a knife, it fits my pocket quite well, and very nice looking blade here. That's it. Those are my thoughts about those knives. I think they are very good. I think in general this CIVIVI brand is incredible value. Maybe another advice which I can tell now is that maybe don't rush for something which comes out being absolutely new. In CIVIVI line, they go down in price a little bit, and they sometimes you can find, of course, those sales for specific events. You can find maybe better prices somewhere else. But anyway, great knives. Look at the reviews. Look at what people say about those knives. Choose something for yourself, and again, maybe buy a couple of those, combine something to make your own unique one, like I'm doing with those knives, and the other one would be a good gift for somebody. So thank you for watching. Next video we'll talk about Kershaw knives, and then I'm gonna get rid of this table, clean it up, bring in other knives. I have a few kitchen knives which I want to talk about with you, and I have a little bit more of the EDC and hunting knives as well. Talk to you soon. Bye.